Hey everyone, my name's Chris Warren.
My name is Matt Lopes.
Welcome to the You Should Be Worried podcast.
I had to drive Chris to the studio today. I had to pick him up from his house, and I had to drive him here. Chris, want to tell him why that is?
Yeah, so for any law enforcement that are watching this, this is a bit. This is a bit. This is not real. This is a skit we came up with.
Yeah.
But in this skit, I may have gone to the DMV this last Friday, to renew my license. And I waited for 2 hours in the DMV. I got up to the window. It's my turn, right? They call my number. I go up. I hand the woman my license. And she types some numbers, and the computer goes, I can't help you with this. I go, why? Why not? Did I schedule the wrong appointment? I mean, I have my social security card. I have everything, like my passport. I brought way too much information because, you know, they always want like 3 forms of ID. It's like, no, your license is suspended. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, no, your license is suspended. You didn't drive here, did you? And I was like, no. Of course not. That'd be illegal. I would never do that. That could be punishable. That could be punishable by $200 fine, 90 days in jail, and a loss of your license for a year. And I would never risk that. So no, I wouldn't. Of course, I knew my license was suspended.
Yeah.
She goes, all right, get that fixed. And so I, for the last, this morning, because I couldn't do anything because then it was the weekend and all those offices are closed, had to call the Bridgeport court, not Supreme Court, like the big court in town, and to call them and jump around to like 8 different people to find out why my license was suspended. And it turns out I had a ticket for being on my phone while driving, as you know, you got to watch your reels while you drive. And I got pulled over and was given a ticket, and I thought, that's stupid. I should not have to pay this ticket.
So you never paid it.
So I'm going to fight it. And then they gave me a court date to go fight it, and then I just forgot I had the court date and didn't show up, and then they suspended my license.
How long ago was that?
I don't even know.
Shouldn't you know? Because don't you still have to pay that ticket, right?
Well, I did today, yeah. I called them up.
You paid it today? How much was it?
Well, because I'd let it lapse and all that stuff, I had to pay the reopening the case file fee. I had to pay
probably
the surge charge for them to pay it over the phone instead of in person. I'd do all this stuff. It ended up being like $300.
Jesus Christ.
For what probably was like an $80 ticket originally.
No, dude.
So, and you know, the best part is in my mind, I'm like, man, this is just me cleaning up for all those years I was drinking. You know, now I'm responsible. I'm on top of stuff. And then I realized, oh, I got this ticket when I was sober. I did all of this when I was sober. I've not changed at all.
Right.
And I was like, I'm still very irresponsible even in sobriety. So
Jesus
that was
Christ.
Good. But that was all skit. So if you're police watching this, I mean, this is all a bit.
That didn't fucking happen.
That didn't happen.
Mind your own fucking business.
Mind your business.
Officer.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
So Matt had to pick me up.
Nosy pig.
From my apartment today and give me a ride because I did not want to get pulled over and go to jail.
Which I had no problem with.
Yeah. We had a nice
I had no problem with. I drive my friends everywhere whenever they ask.
We listened to Enya the whole way.
We listened to Enya. Orinoco Flow, baby.
Woo!
Fucking, ooh.
Beats by Dre on that one.
Hell yeah. Dude, yeah, life's pretty good.
Life's good. We got these Dunkin' Donuts. Shouts out Dunkin' Donuts.
We went to Dunks.
Went
to the goddamn Dunks. And now we're just, you know, we're at the podcast. We're chilling. We're doing the podcast. You know, we got here. Ben was just waking up. We were like, hey, yo.
Yeah, we brought Ben a little silver platter. With some American spirits.
Yeah.
A little bit of weed.
And
his phone on it. And we were like, Ben, hey, Ben.
Time to check the notifications.
Can we give him a little kiss on the forehead? Because that's the only way. Hey, buddy. It's time to wait. You got to wake up. It's time for
wake
school.
Up and check Instagram, baby.
Yeah. And then we all showered together. And now we're here at the podcast.
Now we're here, dude. Wet. I got nice clean hair. You know,
it's good. Oh, I also had something interesting happen this weekend. Speaking of Ben, because he was here for this. Yeah. So I have a cousin. I don't know if he wants his name on blast, so I won't say his name. Okay. But I have a cousin who I love. Favorite cousin. Big listener of the podcast. And every once in a while...
That's so cool.
Right? It's cool.
You have cousins that listen to the podcast?
We do, yeah.
I have not one family member that listens to this fucking podcast.
And my mom listens. Oh, dude, my mom's going to find out about my suspended license. Yeah. It's a bit sketch. The sketch about me having a suspended license. And she's going to be pretty upset to hear that when she watches this on Wednesday. But, yeah, so so my cousin does this cool thing where he follows Instagram. And so he'll see I have a show in the area, and he'll just show up as like a little surprise. So he showed up as a surprise. It was very cool. Had a fun show. We hung out afterwards, and Ben got to interact with my family a little bit.
Yeah.
Ben, what was your take on meeting my family?
Oh, I liked. It was one of those things where, like, if you had told me, I don't know, like I didn't like immediately put it together, but then Chris was like, "Oh, it was my cousin," and then like, it wasn't even until we got to the Mexican place that like Chris would say something that I feel like most people would be like, "Oh, this is so ridiculous," and then he would just match it. Even harder. Or he'd be like, no, and then say something even more fucked
Chris's
up.
cousin?
Yeah. And I'd be like, this is the best thing to watch. Like, this is so... And them talking about, like... Because obviously, like, we hear about Chris's family, but only from Chris's point of view. But now you get 2 point of views of how crazy Chris's family is.
It's like in SpongeBob where Patrick's family comes, and then it's just like 2 Patricks acting just very Patricky.
Oh, the one where they're not even his parents.
Yeah, but they're still acting. No. At the end of the episode, his actual parents come.
Yeah, they come in.
Like, that's actually...
But no, it's cool. Me and my cousin are on all the same vibes with our extended family.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You think this podcast is if Patrick and Squidward had a podcast?
Wow, yeah, I think that is.
I think that's why no one watches it. No one wants to fucking hear Patrick and Squidward talk to each other.
That was the craziest reference.
That's wow, that really...
2 beloved characters, but they never interact.
They never got their own spin-off. You know?
They get their own spin-off.
This is the failed Patrick Squidward. They moved to another part of the ocean and started a new life.
That's so good. All right, so yeah, you were hanging out with your cousin. It was a good time.
I
heard
a
you
good
crushed
time.
that show.
Yeah, it was
You did
fun.
really well.
It was a good time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Were you doing a lot of crowd work?
No, I just do it by set, but there was a pool cue, like, at this, because, it's the basement, so it had, like, the pool cues, like, lined up from when there's normally a pool table, and I just took one off of there, because I'm a creative genius. I was how do I interact with my environment? And I pulled out, I was pointing at people to say jokes and be like, did you like that one, ma'am? And I point to the cue, because it's a small room, so the audience is packed. So, like, the cue thing is, like, this close to her face. I'm like, did you like it?
You can't.
She's like, yes.
Fuck.
And then the best was I got 2 DMs after the show from random audience members.
Okay.
I didn't even shout out my Instagram.
Of the female persuasion?
Yeah, so here I'm going to get to that. So I didn't even shout out my Instagram. They just heard Chris Warren and found me.
Yeah.
And one was just very nice. She's like, that was a really fun show. Like, had a great time. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. That was very nice of you. Awesome. And then the other one was like, hey, that one joke you did, I didn't get it. And I was like, all right, what joke? And she explained the joke. She was like, was that a Holocaust reference or a sex reference?
Okay.
I was like, it was a Holocaust reference. She was like, nice. That's the end of the interaction.
Cool. That's
like,
great.
Okay, because she's like,
go right to the source.
I thought so. I thought it was a Holocaust reference, but all my friends were saying it was a sex reference. So thank you for making me right. And
That's
I'm
fantastic.
like, I got you, ma'am.
Because back in the day when comedians used to say jokes, if an audience member didn't understand, they have to talk with other audience members about it.
Yeah. Now you can just
now
direct
comedians
them.
are so accessible.
I'm so accessible. You can just DM them. Yeah, so they were. Thank you to the 2 ladies who DM'd me. Very nice. That was nice.
I got to hang out with my family recently. This past weekend because yesterday was Mother's Day. Shouts out to the moms.
Let's give a clap for the moms.
Moms! And I was hanging out with my fucking family, and I realized that, like, my family doesn't understand that, like, the whole dogs live 7 years a year thing is, like, not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, not a real thing. Like, they actually, I think, believe it.
Well, Malcolm's 14 by that metric.
Dude, yeah. But, like, also, like, no, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to my family. I was like, you understand that's not actually how it works, right? And they couldn't compute it. They're like, no, that's how they experience time. I was like, it's not how they experience time. Like, dogs, they experience time just the way we do. Dogs don't know what time is.
Dogs don't know what a lot of stuff is.
Dogs don't understand what time is. And you can't be like, no, they experience 7 years every year. Like, they understand what's happening. They don't understand what's happening. They have no fucking idea. And it's just so crazy, like, how much it makes sense that I'm from this family. Like they're being, like, they're dumb, and I find myself correcting them on dumb shit when I go out into public and I'm the dumb one. It's so crazy. It's an echo chamber, dude. Especially speaking of, like, you should be worried about, like, arguing, like, with, like, family members and shit. All right, that's. Let's just get that out of the way right now, because my cousin didn't understand the whole. I was explaining to my cousin how our cousin's son or our cousin's daughter wouldn't be our second cousin. It would be our first cousin, first removed. That's how that works.
Is that how I thought?
That is how that works.
I thought removed was through marriage.
No. See,
Okay, see, I don't. You're teaching me something.
Right, but I'm trying to explain this to her, and she's like, no.
So in my mind, right? And I just want to
That's a
clarify.
second cousin.
So like my cousin, for instance.
Yeah.
We were just talking about. So,
Yep.
so his dad.
Yeah.
I'm not blood related to. I'm blood related to his mom. So his dad, in my mind,
Yeah.
his dad's brother
Okay.
would be like my uncle once removed, because I have no blood relationship to him, but he'd still technically, like, tangentially part of my. Is that incorrect? I think that's incorrect.
I don't know how it works when it comes to like a non-blood related or anything like that. I have no idea. From my perspective, I always thought that, like, if your cousin had kids, those kids are your second cousins. And that's not
That's what
the
I
case.
thought.
That's not the case.
Really? Okay.
If your mom had a first cousin
Okay.
and then she had kids, those are your second cousins.
Oh, those are my second cousins.
You know?
Oh, yeah, no, that's
we
true.
used to just think that it was your distant cousins, if that was.
Oh,
was
and you know,
anything.
speaking
It's
of which,
not.
so when I saw my cousin, my
Yeah.
first cousin,
Yeah.
he reminded me that we have second cousins that are black, which I completely forgot about.
Fire.
I forgot I had black family. I have a whole branch of the family that's black.
That's so sick, dude. But, like, are they higher on you? Like, are they ancestral at all, or no? They're just attached.
No, so
at the same.
So my mom's cousin,
Yeah.
right? So her kids, so they're my second cousins. My mom's cousin adopted 2 children from Africa,
Cool.
and they are now my second cousins.
And through that also adopted the ability for the family as a whole to start saying the N-word.
I think that's why she did it. She gave
Yeah.
them the family
So
email
good.
blast. Hey, everyone.
So good, so easy.
I talked to my 2-year-old
That's the way
child.
to do
She gave us all the pass. We're good.
Yeah, makes sense. So no, I'm explaining this whole thing to my cousin about, like, how second cousins are actually the second cousins that we grew up thinking were second cousins are actually our first cousins, first removed. And then my cousin goes, yeah, but that doesn't matter. What matters is if they're your third cousins. And that's
What
when
does that even mean?
That's when I realized she's talking. What she thinks we're talking about is what kind of family is it okay to fuck?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've been talking to her about, like, no, like, this is semantics, and then she goes, yeah, but it only matters if it's like second or third cousins. Like, those are fine. And I'm like, oh, we weren't talking about fucking family at all.
So then I'm in the clear, because my second cousins are adopted, so I can have sex with all my black family members
Easily.
Yeah,
And
there's no blood relation.
If there were anybody in your family that you should be with, it should be them.
Yeah, I think so.
You know?
Mix up the genes a little bit, you know?
Yes, dude.
We gotta dilute this Irish.
Like
This Irish is
I
rough.
think way more people would be okay with it, knowing that the people that you are gonna be with are your black cousins.
I think that would be good.
Because, like, what's the balancing scale there? You know, like, how? Yeah, it's bad because it's family, but it's good because it's progressive.
I met them a couple times when I was young, and then they moved to San Francisco. So I've not talked to them since we were all like 10.
That's what Thomas Jefferson said to his kids when he first started fucking the slaves. Bad because it's family. Good because it's progressive.
Because we know Jefferson,
good.
the slave owner, was
It's
really
so good.
progressive for his
Dude, it's very funny.
I like when he was writing the Constitution, because Jefferson was like the guy who like made all that.
Yeah.
When he was just like, all people are created equal except for the people I want to have sex with. We should be allowed to own them so that they have to have sex with me.
And that's how you feel about women.
All right, you don't have to be like that.
No, not like in a slave sense, but like in a slave sense.
No, we've been over this, but I want the opposite. I want to be the slave.
That's true.
I like a
too.
dominant woman.
Yes.
I want her to hit me and put out
It's
cigarettes
so weird,
on me.
because Chris lives in this paradox where it's like all women to him are inferior to men, but
I've never once said that ever. You were just doing this thing that you always do.
But if he wants to be with a woman, they have to be superior to him, which is a paradox. So that means you're never going to end up being with a woman.
I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons I'm never going to be like a woman. I don't know if that's the reason. That's the only thing holding me back.
Every episode we try to
yeah, every episode Matt tries to make my character appear worse and worse for some reason. I don't know why.
I think you don't understand how much you've grown by being on this podcast with me.
Matt's making me a better person
when
every
this
day.
podcast first started, you used to say some horrible shit about women. All right, and now even the fact that you're saying that they aren't inferior to men is mind blowing to me. Like you've really gotten so good, and I really came down a couple notches.
I mean, we're evening out in the middle.
We're evening out in the middle.
Well, no, to be fair, when we started this podcast, it was like right after I'd had a really bad breakup that I tried to kill myself over. And I was like a month out of the mental hospital with like bandages still on me. You're like, hey, you want to do a podcast? And I'm like, I got some real hot takes on relationships.
Dude, yeah.
My
you
answer
think
for
you
you.
still have those weird eyes as a woman?
100%.
Fuck.
That's why I need people looking at my titties. That's why I need people looking at my huge tits. If I don't have huge, if I was,
you think you'd have the same like missing upper lip if you were a woman?
Yeah. No one in my family has lips. I'm lucky I got the lower lip. A lot of people in my family don't even have that, dude. I really lucked out.
Yeah. You think you'd have that nose if you were a woman?
It's my mom's nose, so yeah.
Damn, your mom has that nose? Yeah. And you still think that your mom is attractive?
Wow. On the Mother's Day episode, you're coming after my mom like that, dude?
I struck you 4 different times just now, and I'm so sorry I did all of it.
Listen.
I was waiting for you to say something, and you just never acknowledged it, so I kept going. It's like what big ears you have, Mr. Wolf.
Because you are sitting under the assumption that I have self-respect. When in reality, I go home and look in the mirror and go, you disgust me. I hate you every night. But no, my mom has the same nose. Hers is even bigger, honestly. And then people are like, why are you into women with big noses? Like, maybe because I want to fuck my mom and I can't.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe it's genetics.
So you're a woman with, if you're a hideous woman with a big nose and big titties, you're beautiful to me.
My mom's really never fucked up. I had this one. I can only remember like one time in my life that my mom like really kind of screwed the pooch or like fucking fell off the ball. And it was one day we were going into New York with our cousins who were coming from Italy, so we wanted to show them New York.
Yeah.
And we were in the subway, and we had to hop from one train to another train. And we get off one subway, and this next subway coming to us is like so packed with people. And my mom has like 5 people with us, like in our group. Yeah. She's trying to like find places on the train to like shove everybody. And so
I just imagine Tina physically just pushing your family
She's pushing
around.
us in. And so she pushes me in first, then she goes down to another car and starts pushing my aunt in. And then she goes down to another car, and we hear the sound of the doors about to close. And then my mom has a decision. Does she try to stuff the other 3 people like into the car before the doors close, or does she tell both of us that are already on the train to get off the train?
What'd she do?
Those are the 2 options.
There's 2 options.
Mom did option number 3, where she, last second, panicked, pulled my aunt off the train, and the doors closed on me, and I went to the next stop.
Just little Matt.
I'm 14 years old. I'm scared for my fucking life, dude. And so she, I'm at the next stop. She, I have no idea what to do. My phone's underground.
Yeah.
I have no service. My phone, I think, might be even dead. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I remember it correctly. But I don't know what to do. I think I get off the next stop. I go upstairs. I talk to a cop. I borrow his phone. I call my mom. My mom was smart enough to have like my uncle go upstairs as well with her phone, knowing I was going to call her. And then we rearranged that they were going to come to the next stop, wait for me.
And that's the only fuck up Tina's
That's the only fuck up Tina's ever done. But like, I remember those doors closing and her, like, I've never seen another look on her face. Like, she was like, like, what do we... I'm looking at my mom. I remember I'm looking at my mom like, what do I do? Like, you've always been the woman for answers. Like, what do I do here? And my mom literally goes... As this train takes off.
Bye.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. This is the worst. I'm gonna die. And I'm next to this. I remember I'm in this packed car. I'm asking people around me, like, can I borrow your phone? Can I borrow your phone? No one's answering because it's New York.
Yeah.
Right? They're all keeping to themselves. There's this Asian woman right in front of me. She's listening to music. I'm like, ma'am, can I borrow your phone? And she's ignoring me. And the guy behind me goes, phones don't work down here anywhere, man. And I was like, okay. And then that's when I had to make the whole plan to get off the next stop, go upstairs and shit. But like, that shit was so scary. It's like, I think humans, you know how like birds are like when they're born in a nest, they kind of figure out how to go about life pretty quickly. Like within for a couple of weeks or something, they already start learning how to fly and shit. Like for me, like for humans, especially like I think nowadays, like I'm 14 years old and I'm still like a baby bird in the nest. Like I've not learned to fly.
See,
I'm 25 years old and I'm still with my parents. It's like they give me food whenever I need food. Like, you know, like they are there for me. For almost my entire life, they could be. You know? Like, who knows when that's going to stop?
See,
go crazy.
This is the one advantage I think that I had growing up in a alcoholic family.
Yeah.
Is when I was like 14, I was going to New York City all the time by myself.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. Visit my boy Benny out in Long Island. Shouts out, Benny.
Shout out, Benny.
We hung out. We had a good time. But yeah, no, I just had to figure things out. Because it was just like, you know, if it's going to get done, I got to do it.
Right.
I don't know. I love my mom. Shouts out, Mom. Happy Mom's Day. Oh, you know what? I do remember there was about, let's say a year, maybe less, where my mom was still drinking. She's been sober for a long time now. And I had just started ramping up to start drinking.
Okay.
And it cross-sectioned for about like 6 months when we were living together. And that was the funnest. We would just get drunk together and watch TV.
Really?
Yeah, it was so good. We just drink.
What?
We drink screwdrivers that were like 80% vodka and like 20% orange juice, like basically no orange juice.
Dude,
it was basically just
that.
vodka. And we would just sit on these two big chairs in the living room. And we'd just watch sitcoms and get blackout drunk.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
Does that make Ben SpongeBob? I think Ben's Gary.
That's Malcolm.
Oh, fuck. Ben is SpongeBob. Only because Malcolm is Gary for sure. All right. Cool. Chris, wrap it up. I did a lot of heavy lifting. I don't need to fucking do the outro.
Well, guys, that's been the You Should Be Worried podcast. As always, my name is Chris Warren.
My name is Matt Lopes.
You can follow me at Chris Warren Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. Also, fun announcement.
Yeah.
I'm just able to announce this. I will be at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival for all of August with the very funny comic Mark Henley. We're running a show together out there.
All of August?
All of August. We're going to be there. From the 1st to the 25th, show every night, 25 shows.
Ben, can we do guests?
So come on out. You're really stomping on my.
I'm so sorry. Congratulations. Obviously, congratulations.
I'm going to zoom in.
No.
We're going to record 8 podcasts in 1 week to get ready.
We're not doing that either.
I swear to God, if you guys have guests,
I'm having guests,
and the numbers go to like 100,000, and then I come back and all the comments
we're
are
gonna
like,
have Darius.
Where's Darius? I like
Dude,
that
he's
podcast
definitely
more.
gonna course correct the entire podcast.
Darius is gonna be like, the thing about socialism is I like it when it benefits me, but I don't like it when it doesn't benefit me.
Yeah. It's gonna be a great episode.
Sorry, I love you, Darius.
You can follow me on social media at Matty Fucko. Follow In the Making ITM on all social media for really cool sketches. And then follow the podcast at You Should Be Worried Pod on Instagram, TikTok. Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel if you really like this episode. And dude, babies, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.